So growing up, I was a missionary child, and I have lived in Thailand and in Kenya. If there is any experience that struck me being a missionary child was this opportunity my family and I had to visit the Karen refugee camp. This refugee camp was in between Myanmar and Thailand. The sad part is the Karen group, they cannot go back to Myanmar and they cannot leave and enter Thailand, so they're stuck there. I remember going there as a teenager, and the kids invited me in their house, and they're very proud of where they live. I remember seeing their floor, and it's made up of bamboo, and when they sleep, they don't have much bedding. That means if you lie down, you'll feel the bamboo on your back. But despite that, I remember the smiles on these children's faces and how they show contentment.
Before coming to North Tampa, my family and I spent 2 years in Cairo, Egypt, working at a school there. And one thing that hit me right away was the lack of water. Frequently, the water would be shut off by the city. There would be a stoppage, and that became a huge issue. You didn't have water to drink, couldn't use the restrooms, couldn't wash your dishes. So it got to the point where each morning I would turn on the faucet, and if water was coming out, I would praise the Lord. If we went for a couple of days without water, we'd have to go to a certain place and fill up jugs of water and actually carry them on our back and shoulders back to the school in order to have the water that we needed. So every day that I'm here in the States, I'm blessed. I get to turn on the water faucet. I could turn it on and it would be endless. And so I just feel blessed by things such as water, a basic need that we have easy access to all the time here in the States.
I was a teacher for 2 years on a very, very small island in Micronesia by the name of Palau. Now Palau is hands down like the most beautiful place I've ever been. And while I lived there, I felt like I learned a lot of really important lessons, and one of them was about living a simple and content life. For example, there are no malls there, so we did not spend our free time going to the mall and buying clothes and shopping, and people were not worried about makeup there. So for 2 years, I was like free of makeup. The other thing that we would do a lot of was spending time with our students, spending time with the locals there. We would go swimming under the bridge and snorkeling, and we would take them to waterfalls. And all of that really taught me about a more simple life, about focusing on things that are really important, like relationships. We weren't constantly consuming content or having to push out content, worried about Instagram and all of our feeds and all that. It was more about connecting with people and living that easy life. And I think that's something that's really important to me now, and I want to continue to take that with me.